Okay. I'm early. We'll wait to see who pops in there. I think I have my sound situation fixed. We will see. Hi, Don. Blah, blah. Let me try that again. Sound is good? I think I figured out what was going on with sound. So I'm trying to have all the sound attached to my overhead camera, and then hopefully it'll be good from machine to machine. Hi, Karen. Another month, another bag. Crazy. Are both of you sewing along today? I know Karen is. Or cutting along. Oops. Looks like I'm about a minute ahead of everybody. Oh dear. Should I think about 45 seconds? Yay, Karen. You're just gonna keep us company, are you, Don? Which is allowed. We'll let ya. I know Diane has already completed hers. Annie, long time no see. Man, oh man, your Sojo has come back. You're on fire, girlfriend. Are you doing the Trailblazer with us? I've been edge painting. I've got the base coat all over my hands. You are? Awesome! But I have to. I'm going to wait till after my anniversary. I'm hoping I can get a few more of March bags done, and then I'm going to do the first quarter show-off video, and it's also going to include November's bags. Hi, Kim. How are you today? Are you going to be cutting with us today? Coco says hi. Wow, when your Sojo comes back, Annie, it comes back. I'm so proud of you. The mini bowler, super fast. The sling has a lot of pieces to cut, but depending which one you're doing, but it's actually a pretty easy one as well. So I'm so happy, Annie, that you got your Sojo back. That's excellent. That was bad. I had Wendy's today. I'm still working on the pulling tutorial. Again, I'm still on sewing arrest from my doctor, so I can only sew a couple times a day. So it's just taking me a little bit longer. I'm hoping I'll have it done by Thursday, but if I don't have it done by Thursday, I'll definitely have it done by next class. The cutting video is done for the pulling, though. I don't have a cutting video for this one because I already had a tutorial. I do have the one I'm making for class is an order, and I have another one that's an order too. So with the other one, I may make a cutting video in the future. So that's good, Annie. Yeah, style 1 is super fast and super easy. I actually prefer style 1. I actually prefer over the small sling. I like the larger sling. I like the 2.0. Give it to my brother this weekend and he loved it. It was perfect for his iPad and everything. Weekend went good. I got to meet Anna and Dawn, so that was fun. We all went shopping for fabric. I'll do a live on Thursday showing what I bought. And do the VIP draw, so. Yay, Kim is going to be, so you're not cutting today, Kim? You've already done it? You're just going to be sewing along with us in future classes. I got this really cool hoodie from a subscriber. I have to show it off. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I can't tell you who it is because she asked to stay anonymous, but on the front, I know, it's not super flattering, but it's so comfy. You are enough. And on the back, I don't know if you can read that. It says, I don't remember what it says. To the person behind me, the world is a better place with you in it. Love the person in front of you. I just think this is an awesome hoodie. I don't usually wear blue. I'm a black and gray girl, so I feel like I'm standing out a little, but man, this is comfy. It's a great sewing and camping hoodie. I love it. Oh, you're cutting another one, Kim's. Perfect. But yeah, so, yeah. It's not from a member or anything. It's from a subscriber. She sent it to me for my birthday, which was super sweet. I just love it. Had to show it off.
Sure, I understand.
Ooh. And my husband bought me an anniversary and birthday present of a Apple Watch, so it keeps talking to me because I keep bumping it. My birthday's not for a month, but still. We're kind of tying it all into one. Our 25th wedding anniversary is on the 11th, and we're going away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to Euclid on Vancouver Island. So we're going to a resort. So I was in Vancouver for 4 days with Anna. Back today, tomorrow, Thursday, leaving again for 4 days on Friday. So I'm trying to get lots of work done. I didn't clean my studio because that's Sundays and I wasn't here Sundays. So it's going to be messy next week too. It's just how it is. All right, we'll give it another 5 minutes to see who else pops in there. So far I have Annie, Karen, and Kim cutting along with me. We have 21 members in this class, which is nice. Anybody out there, especially the new people, please do say hi so we can get to know you if you're out there. So I'm doing mine in cork for my contraster print, vinyl for the rest of the exterior, and I'm using a waterproof lining for my lining. I hope I have enough of the color that she chose. I may have to play it by ear with the pockets if I don't have enough. So I'm just going to double check how much it says. 1 1/4. I don't know if I have enough. I might. If not, the pockets will be cotton. So yeah, waterproof canvas. I never use waterproof canvas, but again, this is a client order, so it's all for her specifications. So did everybody see the event on Facebook? I think I finally got it set up properly that it will not close after 2 weeks. So make sure after class you go in there and you share your fabrics and everything, and throughout the week post in there if you have questions. Hi Alba, how are you? Are you going to be cutting along with us today? Or are you making a Trailblazer with us at all? And I do have an example of a Trailblazer class. It's slightly different than we're going to do it. This is one of the first bags I ever made. This Trailblazer, oh, it's so dirty. So I made this like 4 years ago. I made this on my domestic machine, like even before I got my Juki 2010Q, which by the way, I'm giving to my brother. So he's getting a nice present. So I can at least use this as an example to show you what we are cutting. But yeah, I'm just happy. I use this as a travel bag. Oh, you're still working. Albert, are you going to be making one? You're going to skip the polling? The polling is super small. It's surprising me. I've just cut it out, but I don't believe how small it is. So I'm excited to make it, but I had to check my 1-inch square over and over because I'm just like, wow, this is super tiny. But yes, Alba, you're making the Trailblazer, just not with us today, correct? Ow. So it's official. Anna and I have booked our Florida trip, so we will be at So Magical Expo for sure. I don't know. It'll be either the Friday or the Saturday that we're there. I'm thinking we'll probably be there on the Friday. I think that's the day it starts, so we'll probably go for starting that first day. Awesome. Yay. Beautiful day here in Kamloops. It is blue skies. I think it's cold though. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Brady's Lenovo smart clock temperature is Celsius.
That was weird. Alexa, what's the weather?
Right now in Kamloops, it's 11 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Tonight's forecast has cloudy skies moving in and out, with a low of -5 degrees.
I don't see the cloudy skies out there yet, but hey. Awesome. What hotel are you staying at, Alba? We're staying at a resort close by. It'll be my first trip to Florida. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the sound is good. It's different because it's overhead this time. It sounds okay. You guys are good with it? Looks like the leg is gone that we were having last week. So yay, YouTube fixed that. Oh my gosh, please ignore the mess that is my floor back there. I see it in the camera and I'm like, I really need to vacuum. Oh, you're staying there, Elva. Nice. Yes, it always helps to have a bestie with you. I know that's what I'm doing too. So, all right. So we have a lot to cut out today. Are you guys ready to get started? I'm going to set this over here. Okay, and you guys have to let me know if my sound is still okay when I go to here. Can you still hear me? Should be able to hear me. And look, Miss Dawn and Miss Anna went to Tandy Leather for me, and I have a whole handful of my Tandy pens. I'm so happy. Let's do this. Can you guys still hear me okay? Sounds good? Perfect. Does it sound better than it had been or the same? Test will be when we go to the machines, I guess. So, okay, one more sip of drink. All right, so what I use for a cutting list for this bag is I actually use my backpack cutting labels that you can cut out and put on your pieces. I don't do that. I just use this to track what I'm doing. I already went through just so I have a reminder of where I want my vinyls to be and where I want my prints to be. And I'll show you that as we go through. Things we are going, okay, first off, hardest part of this bag is this zipper. How I managed at only a baby bag maker, only been sewing for about 4 months at this time, to get a non-wavy zipper. I don't know. I must have been a superstar back then, or just really, really lucky. I'm going to help you get through this. We've done top zippers before and managed to get away from the wave, so hopefully we will be as successful as I was when I was a baby bag maker. Other things we're doing wrong, you can see in this one, they're not flop down handles. So weird to see the little teeny tiny threads. So we are going to change this up, and here we are going to have connectors with rectangular rings. So you will have to add 4 rectangular rings to your hardware list. But another thing we are going to be doing, I don't have it here. Ignore how dirty this is. Another thing we're changing up is where this D-ring is. We're going to replace that with a 1.5 inch O-ring. And why we're doing that is when we do that, so this one's not like that, the pattern calls for a separate crossbody strap and 2 separate backpack straps. We are going to make a crossbody strap that we can also use as a backpack strap. So we only have 1 strap rather than 3 straps. The pattern, you could have also used the backpack straps as a crossbody strap, but it was a really, really short crossbody strap. So we're just going to change that up. I've made a ton of these. This is probably my top selling bag right from the very beginning. I sell this bag for $225 Canadian, and people don't even bat an eye. So yes, so you're only going to need 2 swivel clasps and 1 slider. So that is saving, like before we had to have 6 swivel clasps and 3 sliders, and it was just intense. So I'm adding in hardware, but we're going to be taking out the expensive hardware. So if you haven't gotten it already and you're going to be doing it the same way we are, I mean, you're more than welcome to do it as per the pattern. What you are adding in is a 1.5 inch O-ring for here, and why we get such a big O-ring is because that allows for that swivel clasp to pass through. It won't fit through here. So oh, just a second, I gotta answer Brady because he's not, oh yeah, okay, he answered. So yeah, that O-ring is going to allow for that, and of course the swivel clasps, and the rectangular rings to have a drop down handle. So I hate it when they stick up like this. I mean, like, I don't like it. So we're going to be cutting 4 extra connectors for here with the rectangular rings. What's great about that is the handles we can make separate and we attach them at the end. So that makes it even easier. How does that sound? Is everybody on board for those few changes? If you watched okay, I've got 2 tutorials on this. I have a tutorial that I made at the beginning of my YouTube career 3 years ago. It's like almost 4 hours long. And I think in that one I did the fold down straps. But if you watch my most recent one that I've done in the last year, that is exactly how we are going to be doing this one. Does that sound good to everybody? Is everybody still out there and on board here? I don't see any chat, so I get worried. Say hi if you can hear me. Again, I'm about a minute ahead of you guys. It's kind of crazy. You're doing it that way as well, Karen? Excellent. Trust me, it saves you money. It saves you vinyl. It saves you hardware. And it saves you time. The changes are so good. Like I said, I've been making this bag since I started bag making in 2019, and it's my top seller. So I'm always trying to find ways to make it cheaper and faster and less cumbersome. The number 1 complaint with this bag from my clients was there was just too many straps to keep track of. So the way we're going to do it, and it's so easy to do. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Okay, so first up, what we are going to cut off, we're going to cut out the pieces for our accent fabrics. So that is, has everybody seen a Trailblazer? Do you need me to give you a tour of it? It's going to be this pocket here, this accent piece here. Again, you can decide what you want your colors to be. You may not want to make this an accent color. It's completely up to you. And then on the back, for mine, I'm going to be closing the slip pocket. So this slip pocket, you have, oh, I got something in there. What's in there? Oh, I have a hair tie. You can leave this bottom open so it will slide onto your luggage if you wanted to. I'm going to be making mine closed because my client just wants a slip pocket here. So I will explain what to do if you want to have this as a luggage sleeve or not. But yes, so we're going to be cutting this piece. So there's not that much of accent pieces that we need to do, but you may decide that you want to do accent pieces. Like you may want to do it on the sides here. Just do it as the way you see it in your brain. But I'm going to be following my go-to way, which is always like this. All right, are we ready? So I always get nervous when I use cork because this piece of cork was $45, but this is the one that my client chose. This is from Cork Supply. This is like watercolor lily, I think. So this is what I'm going to be working with. So I don't think I've ever used cork before in one of my videos. I'm just trying to see if there's a right and wrong way for this. I don't know which way is up. I don't think, oh no, I think this way is up. I'm not going to, no, I'm probably going to end up wearing, am I going to fussy cut? Oh man, I don't want to fussy cut again. Okay, so this front slip pocket piece, when we go to cut this out, I actually may use some chalk on this side so I can see what I am doing. So I very rarely draw on the front of my fabric. I am this time because it is cork and I want this to be perfect. Otherwise, go ahead and draw these pieces on your back if you prefer. So one thing you want to take into account when you're cutting this front slip pocket is where the snaps are. That is what, see right here, that is going to cut into your fussy cutting print, like right across here. So that's when I have to decide where I want to place this. So it will come down right about here. If I want to make this flower my center, which I think I'm going to do, as well as make sure I'm leaving enough on the bottom of there for my seam allowance. So I'm going to place this right in the center of this flower. Again, it's fussy cutting. I apologize, you guys. I wasn't going to, but then I'm like, no, I have to for this one. And because I am using very expensive cork, I am going to use my chalk on the front to draw it out. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Sounds good, Barbara. Will you be making the Trailblazer when you get home? So go ahead and however you're drawing this out, whether it's on the front of or the back of the vinyl or whatever, you're using a cotton fabric here, you can place it on the fold, no problem. I'm just trying to figure out what my center is. I think it's going to be right there. And I'm using my ruler. You guys know me with my fussy cutting. You know what? I am going to use my Tandy. I use my air erase pen. Isn't it a pretty cork? I said, and I very rarely use cork. It's just so expensive. I don't want these marks to go away. And I really, really hate marking the front, but I want to be able to see what I'm doing with these ones just because it is expensive stuff. So yes, you can go ahead and draw on the back if you prefer. That's exactly what I would be doing if I wasn't using cork. Now my client did pay for the extra cost of the cork, so I am not out any money for this. This piece of cork cost me $45, so she paid the upcharge for it, which is great. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over on that fold and match up my little marks here where I marked my centers and draw the rest. And then you're going to see more fussy cutting in the works here momentarily. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. This one here, I didn't have to fussy cut at all. It was an all over print. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my ruler and draw across. Did I draw that right? I might have to redo it a little bit. Man, I just feel like every bag I've been doing lately is fussy cut. My goodness. My bottom here. Of course, my pattern pieces are super old too. Okay. Now I will show you what I mean about fussy cut for the next part too. There we go. You guys probably can't see that. You have templates for this bag. That would be amazing. Okay, so now that I have that drawn out, now you're going to notice there is this section right here. So if you want your pattern to kind of continue up and into here, you can cut your next piece, which is your exterior middle panel, pretty much right above it if you wanted to, or a little bit higher than it to take into account the seam allowances, and then it'll carry on your pattern on the way up. So I'm going up about, I don't know, ½ inch or so, and then it'll just kind of carry on the design. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to cut it right on the line here. And it'll just continue that pattern up a little bit. There'll be a little bit of a cut in it, but that's okay. But then you kind of, if you're fussy cutting. So I'm going to draw one of those right now. Started with these pieces because this is the only part you will have to fussy cut if you are using something that needs fussy cutting. Oh, Riley's home. All right, so I know I usually don't cut out right away, but I am going to cut out these pieces in case these wipe away. So this is our front slip pocket and our exterior, one of our exterior middle panels. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. Again, I'm always so nervous because I am using very, very expensive cork. Coco says hi to everybody. And there's Dexter saying hi. They're just going to say hi to Riley until he's the bottom. And then because I fussy cut these to match, on the back of this, oh my goodness, Dexter. They'll come down in a moment. On the back of this, I am just going to write, where'd my pen go? My regular pen, where'd you go? Did I lose you already? I lost my pen. Oh, it's right here. I'm going to just write top, just so I remember which part is my top. And on this one, I'm going to write the same thing on the top, just so I have them placed properly when I go to do it. So top. So that's for, I know that this is the right way up. And this, see how when we have, you can see on this one how you have the black vinyl of the back panel hanging through here. So imagine that there, but this will be up there, and see how my pattern continues its way up. I mean, there will be a seam allowance here from our zipper, but it's still going to continue and be somewhat looking really good, trust me. So I'm going to take those two pieces and I am going to put them together. I'm keeping them together so I know that these two fussy cut pieces belong together, and I'm going to clip them together. And then I'm going to put them into my lining panel, because I know I am going to have to cut my lining piece for this still. Okay? Does that make sense? Didn't confuse everybody too badly? Oops. Oh, my watch is giving me a reward of some sort. I don't know what. So that was my front slip pocket panel. Where are you? Exterior, exterior middle. Front slip pocket panel. I've done a contrasting here, and this is a little bit hard to read sometimes because I kind of squirrel all over it. And that was my exterior middle panel, right? Exterior middle. So I've done one of my exterior middle panels, so I'm just going to mark those off. Everybody with me so far? So now I'm going to do the exact same thing, but with my back panel. So when we're looking at the back slip pocket panel, keep in mind where your zipper is going to be. You don't want it to cut in the middle of your precious print. So there will be a zipper pocket here. And just like we did with the front panel, I'm going to put them on top of each other, so they're nicely fussy cut, and it continues the print through. So looking at this, I am thinking I'm going to have a different one on top here. So I think I'm going to go with, because this is the flower I have for the front. I think I want to go with this yellow one for the back, just to give it something different, and we're taking advantage of all of the flowers. Again, I feel like I'm wasting so much, because, or maybe I should just, that's not quite centered. She paid for the cork, not me. I have to remember this. I do not have to salvage as much as I need. So I'm going to kind of eyeball this, keeping in mind that that zipper pocket is going to be after the seam allowance and everything. We want, it's about 1 3/4 of an inch. So that's about there. So I want to make sure that I won't be cutting up my print too much. So my zipper will fall right about across here, if that makes sense. But if this is here, then that flower is not going to get cut up by my fussy cutting. So I am very happy with that. So I think that is where I'm going to place this and draw it out. Make sense? Okay. There are also measurements on these if you prefer to do measurements. That probably would have been easier for me on this, but I'm already doing it this way, so. These are some mighty well-loved pattern pieces. I wish shipping wasn't so high to Canada, because I would so love templates for this. My pattern piece is kind of oblong here, so I think I'm going to draw my bottom line with a ruler, because I can tell I cut piece stuff here. So I'm going to grab my big ruler. One sec, let me grab it. Please hold. I was smart and changed my blade. That's not normally like me. I'll always forget, and I managed to remember this time. Okay, so I'm just still 12 inches there. Okay, I'm just taking this because my paper pattern piece is kind of cut off in some areas, so I'm just going to make sure I leave enough on the bottom here. Oops, right there. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and cut our second exterior middle piece. And again, I'm going to just line it right up on top of this, because they are going to kind of continue my fussy cut even though they're two separate pieces. Hardest part of the cutting is the fussy cutting, if you're having fussy cutting. How many are using vinyl for this part, and how many are using cork, and how many are using a cotton print? I usually use a cotton print. It's probably why my pattern pieces are kind of all weird, because I would just use a rotary cutter and be cutting through them. Okay. I'm going to cut that out right now. Again, this is a client order, so I have to be ever so as perfect as I can. This client always orders her bag in cork. It just blows my mind. I like it because I like to play with the cork. It's so expensive. Okay, cut across this one. There we go. And then you can see how those will end up carrying on my print. Karen's using all more faux leather on the outside and cotton for the inside. Nice. Okay, so once again, I'm going to write top and top so I don't accidentally attach them upside down later. I'm going to put these two together. We're still going to have to cut a lining piece for this, but I want to have these together so I know they belong together. Clip them together and put them into the to be cut lining pile. Yours is all cotton, Annie? Nice. So yours might be a little faster to cut out than mine. And then the pattern piece for the middle panel, I'm just going to put in my finished pattern piece pile because I have it with the other things. And I will save this for another project. I really don't waste any of this. I'm not cutting any of it off. All right. Alrighty, put that there. So we have done our back slip pocket panel, the contrast, and we have finished our exterior middle panel. Now, if you are using cotton for any of these pieces, remember that you will be backing them with the medium woven interfacing. I don't need to use any medium woven interfacing because I'm doing my whole bag in vinyl, cork, and waterproof canvas, unless I don't have enough for my pocket panel, like my pocket lining. So I'm going to do the pocket linings last to make sure I have enough waterproof canvas to do the whole interior, because I don't know how much I got. So Okay, so I'm all done with my exterior metal panel, so I am going to put a big X in that so I know that's done. Next, I am going to pull out the vinyl I will be using. Want to see how good this matches? Look at this. It almost matches perfectly with this pink flower. So pretty. This also matches perfectly to the pink or the rose quartz leopard Luxe at Galaxy Customs. So I'm really hoping I have a little bit of this left because this was a one-time buy. So I got the 2 rolls. Okay. Oh, I gotcha, Annie. Cool. All right. Does everybody need a little more time, or do I keep going? Let me know and help me set my pace. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep trucking along. Is this a good pace? Going once, going twice. You catch up? Okay. So now what we're going to do is I've got my first roll of vinyl here, so I'm going to cut my crossbody strap. So it's a 1-inch strap. I'm going to be going 4 inches for the entire width of my my vinyl, which I think is 54 inches, which is perfect for the crossbody strap, backpack strap, etc., etc. Awesome. So I'm drawing on the back of my vinyl. I'm going to draw it all the way across 4 inches. Before I move my ruler, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my dotted 2-inch line. That'll be our fold-in line for when we make our crossbody strap. Save some time there and not have to mark it later. May as well mark everything while we're marking. So you're keeping up. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to draw out all of our straight pieces, and then we'll go in and we will do all of our other pieces. Okay. So that's my crossbody strap. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is our handles here, keeping in mind they will be detached. I like to do my handles, did I write it down? So the pattern says, so that's where you can see how our backpack long straps in the pattern, it says 40 inches, and they wouldn't work as a crossbody strap so well, but the crossbody strap like this is going to be perfect, trust me. Okay, so I am going to do my two handles. I am going to do them at 17 inches. That's what I'm going to do. If you want them to be more of a shoulder strap, I would go anywhere between 27 to 30 inches, depending on your build and how they would be. But I want mine just to be a handle. So I find 16 to 17 inches are usually good. Actually, I might just go 16 actually. I think I'm going to go 16 inches. Yeah, I'm just going to go 16. No, I'm going to go 17. 17 inches, that's what I usually do. So I'm going to draw 17 inches by 4. But really, it's up to you what your preference is. Oh, Annie's going to use webbing for straps. That's a time saver for sure. And webbing is amazing. Do you have fancy printed webbing? Okay, so there's one of my straps. So a handle. Let's do another one. I have to be careful because I'm going rogue. I'm not looking at my thing there. but I've made this so many times. Handle. And then we want to do our, whatchamacallit, our connectors. So in the pattern, it calls for 5 connectors at the measurements in the pattern, 2 inches by 4.5 inches. I am going to do 9 because we are adding in 4. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to keep going across. I'm going to draw. Now I'm only going 4 inches just because my ruler is 4 inches. This is like a Mormino ruler that was specifically made for doing these straps. So I'm going to do mine just a little bit shorter, but that's fine. It'll still work. So I'm doing mine 4 inches by 2 inches. And then while I'm there, I'm going to do my center lines in them. So that's 4 of them. And I'm trying to get the most out of my vinyl as I can, as you can see. Annie, you're hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 more here, or 4 more here, so that'll give me 8. Oops. Cross. I love this ruler. I think I'm more excited about going to some magical expos so I can get some Mormino rulers. This is one she sent me in the summer project box, which was nice. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 1 more. 9. So that's O-ring, D-ring, D-ring, crossbody, crossbody, and 4 handles. So that's what they are. That's why we need 9. Oh, nice, Kim. Yeah, just change up your hardware to 1.5. It's super easy to do. Okay, so we have all of our connectors. Let me mark up my sheet here. So we've done our long strap, we've done our short straps, I've done my connectors. Now, they do call for connector stabilizer, which is like a deck of a light if you wanted to put it in the middle here. Because I'm doing it in vinyl, I don't worry about it. And I also will be putting rivets through with little scraps of Decavol Heavy on the wrong side of the fabric. So that acts as, it does the same job as adding Decavol Light into there. So I won't be doing that. You can decide if you want to do that. But if you're following along with me, trust me, it works. I've never had a bag returned and it's strong enough. So I never ever do that. But if you are doing cotton connectors, make sure you are using woven interfacing on them. Okay. Handle, handle, crossbody, all my connectors. What else do we need? Interior, print, line. Front plat zipper pocket lining. Okay, I put print in places because usually if I'm using a cotton for this bag, a lot of the time for my exterior, I will care like the exterior print. I make that my lining as well, but I'm not doing that in this one. So, okay. So let's go to our vinyl pieces. See how we are going to fit on here. Not that one. Now it's time to play what I can fit in the pieces. So this piece will have to go into our next roll. So there's also a template for the connectors if you needed it. I didn't use it. I just measured it. So let's go ahead and draw our 2 side pocket panels. So what those are, for those who don't know, are these sections here. So I have them lined as well. So yeah, so we're going to do the exterior part of those. And just draw them out. And we need 2 of them. Again, if you're using directional fabric, make sure you're keeping that in mind. It's almost time for me to recut the, oops, I gotta go over a little more. Try again. There we go. It's nice having both boys home because they can look after the dogs for me. One. This bag is fairly easy to make too. I said the hardest part is actually just that top zipper. And making sure that you're not going to get the lining caught in it. But I'm going to show you a trick to do with the foam interfacing when we get to that to help avoid that. So the zipper doesn't get caught at the seam. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Okay. Side, side. Make sure I'm not seeing my pen through. Nope. Okay. Oopsies. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do my bottom piece. So I'm going to draw that on. It's cut on the fold as well. I try to line up as many lines as I can because that's less cutting time, because you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. My little divots there for my half mark. Flip it over and draw the rest the other way. Again, you can definitely use the measurements in the pattern if you like. What's great about this pattern is she gives you, for those that like to trace it out, she gives you the paper pattern, and those like, I usually like to just use my ruler, but I'm not this time. But she's got both options. All right. Now we need, I'm going to save this for the other one. We've done the bottom. We need 2 exterior top panels. So this is the bottom. So I'm taking my exterior top panel. I'm going to draw 2 of them on top of each other. Now the reason I charge so much for this bag is it does take a lot of materials and fabric and hardware. So there's 1. My dad is here. And there's 2. I wonder why my dad is here. He's right at the window here. Oh my goodness. Guys, just hold on, okay? I'll be right back. Right back. Hold on. Why is Dad here? Oh my gosh. So my dad plays at the airport because he's a pilot, and I live right by the airport, so he just stopped by to tell me to call my mom that he's on his way because his phone has died. So just one moment. That's hilarious. Hi, I'm right in the middle of a class. I'm actually recording talking on the phone. Dad just stopped by. He just stopped. Why would he stop by when leaving the airport? Because his phone is dead, and he wanted me to let you know he's on his way home. Yeah. So yeah, say hi to everybody in the class right now. Everybody. All right. So Dad's on his way home. He just pulled out of my driveway. Okay. Bye. Oh, that's hilarious. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, so I am drawing my exterior top panel, the second one. Oh my gosh, my family cracks me up. He's like making faces at me through the window and everything. Not knowing, he's just thinking I'm working, doesn't know I'm on camera. Funny, should have made him come downstairs. So exterior top panel. Another thing I love about this pattern, hi Mama G, Mama Beans, is it is a lot of rectangular pieces, so it is super, super fast to cut out. Okay, so I think now I got to do one of my exterior front flaps. So I'm going to put that right along here. We're going to use up this whole roll. This is satisfying. So I'm going to trace this out. Yeah, I live like 5 minutes from the airport. I'm so close to the airport. You guys probably heard planes in the background a lot of the time. So this is my front flap. So I'll show you what that is. That is this part of the bag. So it's going to need a lining piece still too. And then I have enough here that that's where I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put the overlays that I like to do. It is a winter pattern, Elba. You are going to love it. So I'm going to use my Sew Yours template for my inner pocket panel like I always do. So I'm just going to draw my box here for that. So I know I'll be cutting that out zipper. I'll cut that out with that later on. So again, you can make quite a wide zipper opening in this one if you wanted to for the lining zipper pocket. You can do it as per the pattern. I like to do my overlays, but let me just double check how wide you can go with the zipper. I'm just doing it to this width because I have this. Unless it's a lot bigger, then I may make it a little bit bigger. It's actually not that much bigger. So it's actually the same as this. So it leaves you with an 8-inch opening for your zipper pocket. So if you're doing the overlay, if you have a Sew Yours one, you can definitely use this. But otherwise, when you draw it out, this zipper opening is 8 inches. But yeah. Okay. And then while I'm here, I am also going to draw out my slip pocket panel. Again, I will be doing this slip pocket a little bit different because I'll be doing it with an overlay. I can show you what the original was, the OG. This is the OG one that goes from seam to seam. So that thickness ends up being in your side seams here, this way. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, I got more presents in there. What's that? I got some styling cream. I'm going to be doing my typical pocket panel like I always do. So I will be doing it, my slip pocket panel. I will be doing my slip pocket. So my lining main panel is 11 inches. I'm going to want to bring it in by an inch. So this I am going to cut out 10 inches by 1.5 inches for that slip pocket panel. For those that are new that aren't sure what I'm talking about here, you've probably seen in my tutorials how I always do my lining pockets different than patterns. Mine are the same in all of my bags. I do have tutorials on the channel on how I do that, so definitely check that out if you think you'll be doing it the same way. And if it's confusing, just you can go ahead and you can shoot me a message and I can walk you through it. When we get to the lining zipper or the lining pockets, that'll be homework because we do them all different. That'll be homework like 3rd class, so you got some time still to decide how you want to do your inside pockets. But we typically, for those new people, we typically don't do in class those pockets together because we all do them differently. So, but there has been some classes, like I think last class, or was it the one before? I don't know. So I'm cutting these 11 by 1.5 inches, and then I'm making my 3/4 of an inch line in the middle for when I do my slip pocket. And again, you don't have to do a vinyl slip pocket overlay. I just like doing it. Overlay. Okay, let me double check what we got here because I'm slacking off marking. So we've cut both of our exterior top panels. Again, if you're using cotton, make sure you back them with a woven interfacing. So that's done. Exterior bottom panel we have to do on the other roll, so I still have that one to do. The side panels I've cut 2. I still have to do the linings. Oh no, that's the side panels, sorry, I still have to cut those. The side pocket panels is what we did, so I'll cross that off. We've done the bottom exterior, and we did the flap exterior. Okay, and we're done these. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then I'll pull out the next roll to finish off the other pieces. So it does take about 3/4 yard-ish. So having 2 rolls of 18-inch is what you would like. Probably 2 full rolls of 12-inch if that's what you're using for your vinyl. Now just think, it would be so much more vinyl or fabric if we were doing all of the straps that it calls for. We are saving so much money not having to cut those other 2 straps, backpack straps. So we're saving money between the hardware and the material used. So homework will be for class to make your handles, because we all know how to make those handles. If you don't know how to make those handles, I do have tutorials for those, or you can reach out to me and we can always do a FaceTime and I can show you. Okay, so I'm going to throw that in my vinyl bin. Any questions so far? Everybody's quiet. Must mean everybody's working hard. Okay, I'm going to quickly cut my zipper panel using this. I'm going to put it right down on there. I love this template so much. Seriously, if you don't have them, she doesn't ship to Canada. She used to, but she doesn't anymore. But you can get your hands on one of these, one of Melissa's templates. I strongly advise it. It is just such an amazing, I use it all the time, as you guys know. Okay, and then I'm going to get my little cutting template. And again, this one here, it just makes it so you can cut this out. It has little slits in it. So I can just use my rotary cutter to get right into those corners. Again, this is from So Clever in Canada. Really expensive to have them shipped though, so be pre-warned. I use this all the time too. I mean, I don't really need it. It just makes my life a lot easier. Because look at this. It just pops that center out and I have a perfect cut. So, okay. But scissors work just the same. I've lost my lid. Where did my lid go? I'm losing my mind today. Holy moly. Put that one away. Okay, so that can go in my pile. Sure, I'll find it. Nice, Karen. Now, Karen, did you always draw on the back or like I do, or do you just go right in and cut? Again, there's no wrong way of cutting it out. This is just how I do it. So if you don't like to do it this way, definitely just cut along with your preferred method of cutting out your patterns. Okay. Handle. And you definitely don't have to cut with a rotary cutter if you don't want to. Okay, so those are my 2 handles. All of my many connectors. That's exactly what happens to me too, Karen. And why I don't cut as I go, because I find I can get, like you can see, we have very little waste here. And I'm all about money I can save, so. Okay, side panel. Okay, and I'm going to put those with my pattern piece and then put them in my lining bucket because we still have to cut the linings for those. My bottom. And again, I'm going to put that into the bucket. Now, on here, it also has, does it have a deckable heavy piece? Yes, in the instructions, it tells you cut a stabilizer piece for the bottom at 11¼ inches wide by 5¼ inch wide. That'll be homework to cut out your deckable light or your Peltex piece that you're going to use on the bottom and attach it to the bottom for fusing, because we will be, well, thank you for posting that, Karen. For So Clever. Perfect. Because we will be doing our purse feet next week and we will want that already attached. Do not attach your foam yet, because we are going to do that as we go, because we're going to do a few things different to help make the process easier. Well, I hope it will make the process easier. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the lining pile because we still have to cut the lining. Do not cut your foam interfacing yet. Just your woven interfacing. That'll be homework if you need it to fuse that, and then the deckable heavy or the Peltex piece for the bottom of your bottom. All right. Not wasting too much at all. Yay. Also, homework will be for your zipper pocket overlay and your slip pocket overlay. If you want to edge paint them, you can. You don't have to. Make sure you're using a non-fraying fabric, of course, but I edge paint everything, so I will be edge painting mine. Yes, Karen, definitely, because it is rectangular. You can use most of it up, so. Like this roll is killed, it's done. But I do have a couple more pieces to cut, so I will have to bring out that other roll. There's my exterior top panels. They do not need lining, so I'm going to put them in my finished cutting pile. And then just my front flap. All right, and my flap also needs a lining piece, so I'll put it in my to be cut lining piece pile. How's everybody making out? Everybody good so far? Get rid of all this and we'll cut the last little bit of vinyl pieces. Look, my phone is rewarding me For a stand goal achieved. I've never had an Apple Watch before. Okay. Hey, I found my lid. I knew it would show up. Okay, so the last of the exterior pieces I have to do are the exterior bottom panel. And what those are, I'll show you. As you can see, underneath the slip pocket, see, oh, it's so dirty. See how the vinyl goes all the way down? So this is the part we're cutting here, and it's the same on this part. It's this part here underneath the flap. So we're cutting those two pieces there. They do peek through to the exterior right here. So this is the very top of that vinyl, peeking through on either side and across here. So I think I am actually going to use my ruler for these pieces because my pattern piece is looking sad. So just follow the pieces or the cut sizes if you're doing it like I am right now. Otherwise, use your pattern piece. So how do I want to push this way? Yeah. Wide and high. There's one. I'm going to mark, because our measurements are so similar, I'm going to mark that that's the top. Because if you flip it the other way and you get it wrong, your whole bag will be wonky. So you definitely want to make sure that the 12-inch side is at the top. But because the two measurements are so almost identical, just like a little bit off, if you get it going the wrong way, it'll mess you up. So that's my top, and these are my bottom, exterior bottom panel. Exterior, oh my gosh, bottom panel. That's those two. And then we have two side panels to do. So I'm going, I was hoping I was going to have more left over. That's okay. I'm going to use my ruler measurements again. Where's my big? This one is really easy to measure with this one. So now I'm measuring my two exterior side panels. Again, follow your measurements in the pattern for this part. So that's one. Exterior side. And what it means by exterior side is this whole side that goes all the way down and in as well. Again, don't worry about the foam for this right now. We will be doing that as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, and then we are done with our exteriors. I might have enough of this for the project I want to do, so that makes me happy. Just this very little bit left. How's everybody doing? My exterior sides are also going to need lining, so I'm going to throw this into my lining basket. And our exterior bottoms can just go in the all done with this pattern piece basket. I always have 3 working baskets. One that holds my pattern pieces I'm done with, like the paper pieces. Are we good? I know exactly what I'm going to use this for, which makes me happy. Okay, give everybody a couple minutes, and then we'll get working on the lining. So this is what I mean by lining baskets. So I have all the pattern pieces I need here for my lining, including the paper pattern. So I go through and I take all my pattern pieces for each of the different materials that I'm going to be using, and I put them in the basket with the materials. So these are all the ones that were just lining pieces, and then as I finished cutting the vinyl, these ended up coming into my my basket as well. So now I have my pile over here that I know I need to cut, and then as I finish them, they're going to go back in this one. Just my process and how my brain works and how I don't lose track of what I'm doing. Any questions? Okay, so I'm going to go back and mark down what I've cut. Lining, lining, lining. I've done my exterior bottom panels. That's complete. I can cross that out. I've done my two, where am I looking? That's front flap, slip pocket. Excuse me. Exterior bottom, side pocket panel. Oh, I've done my exterior side panels. I can cross that off too. And I'm done this one. I'm not doing that one. Okay. Everybody still there? Okay, so because I only have this much, I'm sure it's going to be more than enough, but I'm going to leave my zipper pocket lining pieces. Oh no, how do I tell which is the good side and which is the bad side? So this is Lauren Marmineau's waterproof canvas. Somebody help me. Okay, I think this is the wrong side and this is the right side. The more woven side is the right side, right? It's hard to tell. My waterproof canvas I usually have has a smooth side and a rough side. Or is it reversible? Has anybody used Lauren Marmineau's before? So this one, this side's a little darker than this side. I'm assuming this is the wrong side and this is the right side. Who can help me out? This side actually feels a little more waxy than this side, so I'm assuming that this is the right side. Ah! There we go. Thank you. Okay. That is an amazing trick, Dawn. Thank you. So Dawn just said, like, I do not work with waterproof canvas very often, but she said when you scratch on it, the side that it'll leave little white marks on when you scratch it is the wrong side. So I just learned something new. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is the wrong side. So I'm going to pull out all my pieces that have to be this color. So the lining panel, my zipper pocket panel doesn't have to be. That one doesn't have to be. I'm sure I have enough, but I want to make sure. So my underside of this, I'm actually, I am debating with this piece doing another layer of the like the bottom lining side with the vinyl, mainly because you can kind of see like it's going to kind of show through possibly on the opposite side. Let's see how this teal looks with this print. What do you guys think? Actually, then again, there's teal in the pattern, so it will probably be nice. What do you guys think? Do I keep the lining side in this teal of this, even though it may kind of show through on the sides? Does the teal match this print good enough? I think it might. I think that there are some teal colors in here, so what do you guys think? Or should I do 2 vinyls? I'd love your opinion. Does the teal match this enough that if it would show? Teal looks gorgeous? Okay, we're sticking with it. So that'll have to be it. The lining of these will have to be, the lining of these will have to be. Do you know what? Anything but the zipper pockets. So we will just start cutting and we will do the zipper pockets last. Okay. So now I'm going to see which one is which. So I'm going to fold this up. I'm going to do my side pockets first. I'm going to cut them at the exact same time. So I'm folding this upon itself. I'm actually going to use my vinyl piece as my template because my pattern piece is kind of wonky. I'm going to lay this down on top of my waterproof canvas. So I have it on the fold so I can cut 2 at the same time. My selvage is here, making sure I'm staying away from that. And I'm going to cut both lining panels at the same time. I'm so excited I learned something about waterproof canvas today. Thank you. Annie and Dawn. Who else said it? That's just such a great tip. I never ever would have thought about doing that. Awesome. Said I would be using a print here. Oops. But my client wants this, so. Okay, so I got my 2 exteriors. This actually looks really nice together, doesn't it? So those are my side pocket pieces, linings and exteriors. So those are done. So again, interface them if you're using all cotton. But I can put these into the done pile because I don't need to interface anything on them. Next, what else can I cut 2 of at the same time? Okay, I'm going to take my lining panel piece. It's cut on the fold, and I'm going to cut both at the same time again. So the way I'm going to do this is fold this in half. I think it'll be wide enough for both. Maybe not. Okay, so this one is on the fold. I'm not going to cut this one just yet. I am going to take my exterior side panels and my lining side panels, and I'm going to cut both of these at the same time though, because it's not on the fold. So but I am folding it up to make 2 layers to lay this down. Use my pattern weight so my pattern piece will not shift as I use my rotary cutter. And cut this baby out. Again, I'm trying to use as little waste as I can of this. Okay, those are my 2 aligning side panels done. And they can go in the bin. Done. So far I have done my lining side panels are done. I can cross them out. My side pocket panels are done. I can cross those out. Is that all I did so far? Yes. Okay. This is so nice because once I have all X's, I know I'm done. All right, so let's look at this little piece. Again, I'm trying to find ways to not waste anything. Now, if you are doing directional for your flap. So when you were to open your flap, you would want it pointing upwards, like your print. If you have a directional print, you would want to do this opposite this. So if you have directional fabric, have the right direction going up this way, but then make sure you're doing this upside down like this. So when it's open, your directional print would be going the right direction. Mine is not directional, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to use my piece here and some pattern weights. I'm kind of sad I didn't use this vinyl for myself. Oh well. My client saw it and loved it, so I can get one bag out of the leftovers. I already have a plan, so I'll stop pouting. Okay, so that is that done. And put that away. We're almost there. All right, now I have this little section here. Is there anything I can do here? Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. I'm going to cut my bottom piece now because it fits right in this section well, and this is all I've wasted of this so far. So I'm going to put my bottom piece here. Hold it in place with my little pattern weights and cut it out. I could use the pattern piece too, but again, my pattern pieces are all wacky. Could use a ruler, but I've already cut these out, so I can use my vinyl as my pattern piece. Go. So that's done. Again, you're not going to be worrying about the foam it says on these pieces because we're going to do it different. So we will do that in class, or I'll explain when we get there. It may be homework, but we're not going to do it just yet. So this is all I have for waste so far. I'm going to chuck that away. All right, so now that I have a full length here, I'm actually going to go with this other side here. So I want a nice even side because I'm going to cut my on the fold pieces. I want to do them at the same time because I'm all about the faster. So that's what I'm talking about, these lining panels. So we have them on the fold. I want to cut them both at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it up like so. Make sure I have enough there without hitting that selvage, and I do. And then I'm going to kind of hold where this is, and I'm going to fold it this way. And what that has done is it's created two on the folds. So I can put this on the fold, and I will be cutting two at the same time. Now I am going to use some hair clips to help hold this in place. Just because that fold, the hair clips are kind of squishing the thickness of the teal. We do not want to cut those folds because these are going to be longer. They're on the fold, and we're just going to cut those three sides. Ooh, I'm glad I changed my rotary blade. So not used to waterproof canvas. I do like that I don't have to interface it though. Okay, and across the bottom. And if we've done it right, we should have our two linings. And there they are. Good to go. Again, if you use cotton, so I'm going to sneeze one sec. Okay, I'm good. If you're going to use cotton, make sure you back these with a woven interfacing. Okay, those are done. Next, we're going to get it all on this one. This is great. Okay, so back slip pocket panel. We just need to cut one lining. So I'm actually going to use my piece again as my template. going to cut this away first so I can open it up. Again, using a very minimal waste. Makes me very happy. I am going to end up using most of this up though, I think. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down on here. We do not need to cut any linings for those medium accent pieces, just for the back slip pocket panel and the front slip pocket. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to cut around there. Okay, oops. So that's done. Again, I'm keeping my contrast piece because I want to make sure that they stay together for when we sew them together. And that one is done. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, next is our front slip pocket panel. So I'm actually going to go right here because it's almost the same width as what that other one was. Lay it down. That's why I always do my lining last, because a lot of the time you can use your cut vinyl pieces. You don't have to worry about the folding or the measuring. You can just mirror it like I'm doing here. Let's keep those together, and then the little panel that goes with this one. Done. Okay, now we just have our, we got some other things on there. Let me mark down my list here. So we have done the bottom, done. Stabilizer we will do for homework. Front slip pocket panel lining, done. Lining panels, done. Back slip pocket panel, done. It's satisfying, isn't it? Hi Frankie, thank you for joining us anyways. I know you've made many. Yours are beautiful. Okay, we still got to do that one. We've done the front flap. Still have to do that. Still have to do that, and still have to do that. So we have this one left to do, this one left to do, this one left to do, and this one left to do. And the stabilizer. I'm going to cross off the stabilizer because I'm going to do that for homework and I already know. So front flap zipper pocket lining. We will cut this baby on the fold. Do you know what? I may as well start using up this little section here. We do love it when you visit with us though, Frankie. Thank you for stopping in. So I'm going to fold it in half on the fold. This isn't a very big piece, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it around and down. Okay, so that's done. What's next? Cut two linings. So we got one that we can cut two on the fold. So just like we did before, I'm going to find a straight line. Here's a good straight line I can use. Right here is fine. I'm going to fold it up because I'm going to cut two of these. On the fold. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this in half again. These actually will be cut into two pieces. Maybe we'll do it because I do my zipper a little bit different. So no, we'll keep as per the pattern, and I can show you how to adjust it for where we need to. So again, I have it on the fold. I'm going to flip it so I get two folds so I can cut them both at the same time. lay the pattern piece down. Again, it's not very big, so I'm just going to hold it down with my hands. Lining zipper pockets, you don't have to be super duper accurate with, as long as you have the measurements somewhat right. But if they're a little bit not cut super straight, not the end of the world. It's the lining pocket. So this is a burst bag, everybody. We will be leaving an opening in the bottom and an opening in the lining zipper pocket to turn it and close it up. So that's a little bit different than the pattern too, I think. Okay, so that is done. We've got 2 of those. Okay, so we have front flap zipper pocket lining, interior zipper pocket panel, 2 linings. We did that, right? That's what we just did. Yep. Zipper, back zipper pocket lining, and we have our slip pocket. So I'm getting really close here. So I better cut my slip pocket for the lining first. No, I'm not going to do it with cork. I was thinking I might do it with cork, but no, I'm not going to. So interior slip pocket panel. Now I'm going to be doing this one a little bit different because I don't want it to go into those seams, and I want to do it the way I usually do it, with my little overlay piece and everything on it. So let's see here. What am I going to cut it? My lining panels. Where is it? What is the width of my lining panels? I'm looking. Lining panels are 12 inches wide. So I'm going to use my ruler. $12 wide. So I'm going to cut mine 11 inches by 12 inches because that'll fit my phone in there nicely. I can probably do 2 pockets the size of a cell phone and then like a pen pocket with that measurement. So cut across there and just doing it on the fold, so it'll be 12 inches one direction, and 11 inches. So 11 inches wide and 12 inches long is what I am doing for my slip pocket. Make sense? So yeah, so when it's a slip pocket, it'll be folded up like this. It'll be in the bag, and you can see we'll be able to divide it up into, actually we'll probably divide it up into 2 pockets, and it'll be perfect. So that's the slip pocket. What else do we got? That is my interior slip pocket panel, and then all we have left is the back zipper pocket lining, and we want to cut 10.5 inches wide by 14 high. Ooh, look at this. Like, I'm gonna have like just enough. Do I have 12 in it? 14 high, right? 10.5 wide by 14 high. So I need this ruler. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut my 14 wide, and then I'll trim it up to the other. So I've got it folded here. I'm putting my ruler on the 7-inch because on that fold it'll make it 14 inches. I'm just going to cut all this out. I'm going to have like nothing left of this. Look at this. Now this bag, you can add more lining pockets. It has a huge lining, so definitely make it your own too. Okay. So that is 14 inches, and then I need 10.5 wide. So I'll cut off the excess, like so. Hi, Diane. That's okay. You're a pro at this one already, too. And that is that. Now, am I forgetting anything? This is all I have for waist, you guys. That's it. That's pretty good. So, back zipper pocket lining is done. We've got all X's on here. That's it. That's all. And we still have half hour to spare. So, if you were just head to the ground and doing this, I would say it would take about an hour, hour and 15 to cut out, and probably about a half hour to interface if you had to interface it. But yeah, this is all I have left. Like, that's amazing. And I think we got everything. I've got all X's everywhere. Interior zipper pocket, interior zippers pocket, slip pocket. We do. We have it all. And you guys taught me something today on how to read waterproof canvas, so that is awesome. Is there any questions about what we cut up, especially the parts we did slightly different? Anything you need me to show you in the original bag? Again, this bag, I think this was probably the 4th bag I ever made as a bag maker. And I've made so many. And again, the hardest part is having a non-wavy zipper. And I am so impressed with early bag maker Brandy, because seriously, look how straight that zipper is. Look how dirty this bag is. And this was done on my Alma 680 quilting machine. So I did vinyl and I did foam and everything. So, and this is where it's hard, is right here is where the zipper usually sticks. I didn't have that problem with this one when I did it, which is good, because hopefully we won't have problems again. But I'm so proud of myself for how straight that zipper is. Any questions? Concerns? Comments? Excitements? I'll wait for the video to catch up to everybody. Oh, Diane, Anna and I have our tickets to Florida. I think we're going to go to So Magical on its opening day. That's the plan. And we're going to be there like 5 days before then. We're going to go on safari. We've decided. I think we've chosen to go on safari instead of Disney World, to be honest, because I'm more excited about that. Maybe Disney or Safari, and maybe Universal Studios. And then we are just going to chillax at the resort that we've booked. I'm so incredibly excited. My first time to Florida. All right. Well, if there's no more questions. Oh, no, Diane. Too bad. We'll get you on a different route. We'll get you again. Any questions before we call it? It looks like we are finished 20 minutes later, or 20 minutes early, which is good. Again, it is lots of pieces, but super easy to cut out. And this bag can have so many different appearances based on your vision. So I'm super excited to see what we find. Oh, I'm enough. Because I am enough. You are enough too. Okay, so I am going to go and make dinner then. I get to eat a little bit early, which is nice, which means Dexter and Coco might actually get to go for a walk, because we still have beautiful blue skies out there, so that would be kind of awesome. Yeah, so Thursday, for those of you doing polling with us, that'll be Thursday. We'll be cutting it. I got the cutting tutorial up for that already. I'm working hard on getting the tutorial done. I'm about a third of the way through the tutorial today, but I'm still on sewing lockdown until I see my doctor on the 11th, so that gives me the go ahead to go back to full sewing days due to my tendonitis on my elbows. It's feeling pretty good today. I probably could have sewn all day, but I saved it for you guys. So if I don't have that full tutorial done by Thursday, I definitely will have it done by next class, but I have done the cutting tutorial for it. So if you want a sneak peek on what we will be cutting out, that will be on there. All right. All right, everyone. So yeah, homework is just if you've used any cotton pieces, make sure you back them with woven interfacing, and to do your heavy stabilizer on the bottom of your exterior base piece, and that is it. Oh, and your straps. If you want to do your straps right now, you can, but again, you don't really need your straps until the very end. Straps we will not be doing in class because we all know how to do straps. If you're watching this and you don't know how to do the straps, I do have tutorials on that on the channel in my Bagmakers Basics playlist, or you can shoot me a message or email and we can arrange a time and I can walk you through it, no problem. All right, so everybody, homework for everybody. Go to the event on Facebook and post your fabrics. I want to see them. All right, and everybody have a great night, and I will see you Thursday.